Hey guys, this is Trench Takes Podcast, Episode 1. I'm your host, Gavin. Um, this is basically going to be a podcast, all football, NFL, college, you name it, all football. It's going to be reactions, it's going to be updates, it's going to be anything, anything important. For the first thing I'm going to bring up, is going to be the Ravens firing John Harbaugh. Now, this is really interesting to me because he's the most winningest coach in Ravens coaches history, as well as he led a team to the Super Bowl. He's been there long term, and it's just a surprise to me. Like, he has been their guy for a long time. And I'm I understand the direction they're trying to go. I mean, it's been a long time he's been there. He he's preached the same message his entire career there. So my guess is they're looking out for a little bit of a shake up, try to figure some new things out, bring a new guy in. On that note though, he has he already has 7 other teams looking at him. 6 have fired their coaches, and they are obviously looking at him. He's he's a winning coach. He's had the team. He's proven it. And then, on the other hand, like I said, 6 job offerings or 6 open coaching roles. But the 7th team is interesting to me because that means a coach is probably getting fired here in the very near future, as well as like him having an opportunity at a 7th team. Um, but yeah, next thing I want to talk about is this hot take that Jerry Jones reported to ESPN. He said that he doesn't want to retire from, I mean, obviously he owns the Cowboys, but he said he doesn't want to retire until the Cowboys have the most Super Bowls. I'm going to tell you right now that will be a long time because the Cowboys don't have that many Super Bowls. Let me check this out real quick. And yeah. So the Cowboys have 5 Super Bowls currently. Uh, the Patriots obviously have the most. Tom Brady area Patriots. There was no beating Brady and the Patriots. I mean, the Eagles somehow managed it with Nick Foles. Absolutely incredible game. I watched every minute of it. Nick Foles just went crazy, and it showed. It was beautiful to see. But yeah, Jerry Jones, good luck on that. I mean, you got some work to do, man, and maintaining that roster, that'll be a struggle because you don't have infinite money. You only got so much. Next up, I'm going to be getting into some college football playoffs. The matchup between Indiana and Oregon. I would really love to see Kurt Signetti and Indiana win this game. I believe they can. I mean, they showed it. They're undefeated. The they're Big Ten champs. Like, probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest conference in Power Four. That might be a hot take, but I mean, SEC and Big Ten are both up there. Like, there's no getting it wrong. Yes, SEC has a lot of schools that are great. So does the Big Ten. Uh, Oregon, also. I mean, here we are. That's 2 Big Ten teams. And on the other side of the bracket, we got Ole Miss and Miami. So we got two Big Ten teams in the Final Four and one SEC. That should really show something, as well as looking back on all of the bowl season. Big Ten had bowl after bowl after bowl, win, 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 win. The only bowl they lost between SEC and Big Ten was Michigan to Texas, and I mean, that's going to happen. Michigan doesn't have a coach right now. So to see um, Illinois win, Iowa win, like these teams battling Big Ten SEC, that's why I say Big Ten is better than SEC. But getting back to the topic, all four head coaches left were on Nick Saban's coaching staff at Alabama. I find that very interesting, and I really do believe that that dynasty, it's not gonna die anytime soon. I mean, Curt Cignetti, he's been everywhere. I mean, James Madison, some other schools, like he's been around the block and he just hasn't gotten a shot. He took a terrible Indiana team, bottom 5 of Big Ten. Last year, took them way up. I've never seen an Indiana team like that in my life. And they were contenders last year. And then this year, here we are now. They make the Final Four. That's absolutely incredible to me. On the other hand, Oregon, also another great team, but I think it's going to Indiana. Yes, Oregon's great. Dan Lanning, great coach, but everything I've seen from Indiana, it's gonna be them. Like, it just is. Oregon, a lot of respect, but they can't win big games. I'm not saying like they can't, but I've seen it personally. They they struggle in big games. Last season, the 2024 season, I uh, I went to the Oregon at Wisconsin game. Oregon only beat Wisconsin by 3 points. Wisconsin has been on a downward slope since hiring Luke Fickell. Luke Fickell, not a great coach. It's been a struggle, to be in all honesty, and they barely beat a terrible Wisconsin team on the road. Yes, on the road, but still. And a lot of their Big Ten teams this year, they struggled all, I'd say most of the games. So that's gonna be that. I'm gonna done talking about the Big Ten. We're gonna go over to the Ole Miss Miami matchup. I really think that game is gonna be great. I would really love to see a Indiana Ole Miss national championship. Uh, Lane Kiffin, that was a I I personally was very shocked by Lane Kiffin choosing to leave his dynasty that he was building at Ole Miss to go to rival school LSU. Other SEC school, I mean, sure, great program. And then LSU has been a great team for a long time, and we just really haven't seen it since the Joe Burrow era of LSU football. And Coach O, I think, had a big part of LSU's glory. And once he was out the door, it became interesting. But Ole Miss, I really think they've been motivated since Kiffin left. It's been straight. They've been I mean, they've won every game since Kiffin left, and beating Georgia, that was a big, huge upset. Like, Georgia is a top program. They always have been, and the Ole Miss went to Georgia and stuck it to them. Like, there was no doubt in my mind that Ole Miss was winning that football game. Miami, they've looked very good this season too. I mean, they had that early win against Notre Dame and had a couple other notable wins, but I just don't see them playing at the level that Ole Miss has been at. And yeah, I think it's going to be an Indiana Ole Miss natty, and it will be a absolutely fantastic game. Props to Ole Miss firing or Kiffin leaving, and they're in the Final Four. Absolutely phenomenal. So next up on my list, I'm going to be covering some of the NFL playoffs matchups. To start, my beloved Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. Um, I really think it'll be a good matchup, but I think Green Bay does take it. Green Bay won at home earlier towards the end of the season, but earlier. Um, and then they went to Chicago in week 17 that was, and lost a close game, but Packers are very banged up. Well, they were for that game at least. They're getting quite a few starters back at least for the playoffs. I really think that'll be a huge help, and I believe it'll be a great game. It is in Chicago again, but I think the Packers are hungry. They're gonna take it and they're gonna stick it to Chicago. And Jordan Love finally getting back after concussion. He's definitely wanting some payback because I don't know his name off the top of my head. Number 94 Chicago, absolutely dirty player. He took so many cheap shots at all of the Packers. It was crazy when we were in Chicago. Moving on, we got the Rams at the Panthers. To me, this will be an interesting, very, very interesting matchup. Panthers just barely getting in the playoffs. I really feel for the Falcons. They got eliminated very beginning of December, I believe it was. And they tied division with the Panthers, but didn't get in the playoffs. And that's absolutely baffling. But Panthers, I guess, good luck. Rams, also good luck. I mean, we got a matchup of a young quarterback in Bryce Young with the Panthers against a distinguished vet of Matthew Stafford with the Rams. I believe it'll be a great game. Uh, I think I'm gonna take. I think I'll take Panthers. Young Bryce Young. Uh, he's had a struggle. I mean, he hasn't had much of a team at all, and here he is in his first playoff appearance ever. So next we have the Niners at the Eagles. I personally not I hate the Eagles, but I also hate the Niners. I'm gonna take the Eagles to home game at Lincoln Financial Field. I mean, it's Philly. There's not much more to say. Niners also very injury prone, and they barely squeezed in the playoffs, I feel. Like they had some rough goings throughout the year. They just got lucky. So that's my NFC predictions. Packers, Panthers, and Eagles move on. Now I'm gonna go to the AFC side. So we got the Bills at the Jaguars. Bills not having a home playoff game feels very odd considering all the other teams that are in. They've they've Bills have had some great success, and seeing it like this, I don't know. Last game played at Highmark last Sunday. That that was a beautiful tribute. Highmark, respect. There is still a very small possible chance, depending how playoffs go, that they could have one more home game, but it's very unlikely. That would have to be in the AFC Championship, and it would be a lot of upsets, to say the least. But I think I will be taking the Bills in this one. Jaguars, I mean, come on. Look at their division. They got Tennessee, the Colts, the Texans. And honestly, I'd say the whole AFC just wasn't that great this year. I mean, you can say the same about the NFC, but either way, both, it's just not great football compared to what we've seen in years past. Um, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, I just, I don't think they can beat Josh Allen and the Bills. Josh Allen, outstanding quarterback. I'd argue one of the greatest we've ever seen in NFL history. And he's still got a few years left, so props to him. Go Bills. The next one I'm going to cover is the Chargers and the Patriots. I believe this will be my favorite matchup of the wild card round of the playoffs. Chargers outstanding all year long. Justin Herbert taking shots and just keeps balling. On the other hand, Drake May and the Patriots. God awful NFC East. I mean, the Jets were terrible. Bills, the Bills aren't having a great year, but like they're still playing, so you can't say they're bad. And yeah, but I've being in Foxborough, Patriots having that home field advantage. I really think that'll be the difference between. I believe that's going to determine the outcome in the game. Respect to the Chargers. I've loved watching them this season. They've had some great talent. But I'm going to have to take the Patriots in Foxborough. Moving on to our final wild card game, Texans at Steelers. I love me some Aaron Rodgers with Steelers. He was a longtime Packer. Great guy. I mean, most people would say otherwise. I think personal life shouldn't matter. He can do whatever he wants off the field. And people need to accept that. But, anyways, Texans, top tier defense. The last time I've seen a defense this good is, I'd probably say Legion of Boom era of Seattle Seahawks. Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Bobby Wagner. That whole crew. I don't think I've seen a defense come close to that. This Texans defense, absolutely top tier. I've They're outstanding. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Steelers defense is all right, but I really think their offense carries them. Aaron Rodgers, he's got DK Metcalf, who's gonna be completely healthy this week. He's, you know, Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell has been crazy. I I loved watching him on the Eagles. Now he's in Pittsburgh. It's been great to see. Um, I think he'll be a big part of this game. Him and DK. It'll be It'll be cinematic. But yeah, so that's gonna wrap up my AFC side. Bills, Patriots, and Steelers are moving on. I just Texans offense. I just don't think they have it. It's their defense will definitely keep them in the game, but Pittsburgh has a pretty good defense as well, and I just think the Steelers offense is better than the Texans. So yeah, and I think that's going to be all we have time for today in episode 1 of Trench Takes Podcast. I'm your host, Gavin. Make sure you follow the Instagram at Trench Takes Podcast. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one.